Now, America's top diplomat says the US is investigating after Cuba claimed that 10 Cuban nationals were on a speedboat bound from the US to carry out an armed infiltration in Cuba. Let's bring in Adele Robinson, who can tell us a few more of the details of what sounds just like something out of a spy novel, but give us the details.
Yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon, is it, for boats to be stopped and searched in Cuban waters, as we know, but what is uncommon is this level of violence, certainly in recent years. So this is what we know. February the 25th, so yesterday, a Florida-registered speedboat was intercepted by Cuban Border Patrol. And this was a mile off the coast of Cayo Falcones. Cuban authorities said that there were 10 passengers on board, and all of them, they say, were Cuban nationals living in the US. They say that the people on board this boat opened fire first, wounding a patrol commander, and in response, Cuban forces fired back, killing 4 and wounding 6 others. Now, the Cuban government said that they were actually wearing camouflage, they had assault rifles, they had handguns, they had home-made explosives and ballistic vests, as well as telescopic sights. And they said this group comprised of anti-government Cubans, some of whom they say were previously wanted for plotting attacks. The US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, it's important to say, was very quick to say that this was not a US government operation. And it shows, I think, that the US wanted it known as soon as possible that this had nothing to do with them, and Cuba couldn't point any fingers, basically. But also, the US is now gathering its own information. It's very keen to stress that, to verify what happened. And it also said that Homeland Security and the Coast Guard are investigating. But of course, this is critical, isn't it, at a time when there's heightened tensions between the two countries. Trump's administration just last month designated Cuba as a state sponsor of terrorism and imposed sanctions, as we know, the Venezuela oil issue. And so Cuba is already struggling with blackouts and shortages. So I think that this incident with the US-linked vessel is probably more fraught and significant than perhaps we may understand quite yet.
Yeah, well, certainly the context, it makes it more fraught with the recent operation in Venezuela as well, just kind of gets everyone's pulses going. But interesting details. The homemade explosives does make you think it's not official US military. But
yeah, if the Cuban authorities, if that's true, and I think that's the point that the US authorities are making, they want to verify all of this information. So we just don't know at the moment, really. We can't verify it ourselves. So who knows?
Thanks so much.